So welcome back, guys. Um, in the last part, we talked about how we did the dissolve of the locality and also how we created the locality point, joining and also creating adding creating the locality type, differentiating between locality type and whatnot. So um, this time around, from the locality point, we are now going to create the coding pattern using the locality point. So you started edit. You've also overlaid the word boundary, showing the different words under, and on top of it with the red lines are the localities, because we want to make sure that we code localities within the word, not just locality across words. So we code locality within one word before we move to the next, and that's also that we make sure that everything are together. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get to it. So you click your locality point. Yeah. Then you create feature. Then you just start punching. Make sure that each point is within each polygon, and make sure that you don't leave any polygon out within the word. So we start from here. One, go like that. Okay. I think there's a mistake. So I think by now we all know that the coding pattern is not there's no generic format for coding, but we should just make sure that all the polygons that we're coding, they should be close to each other. So you don't code one here and code another one here and move to far apart. Just make sure they all share the same boundary. So we'll do this one, okay, that's a mistake. And let's try to make sure that the points don't fall on the boundary, it falls within the polygon. Okay, it's obvious that I've made several mistakes. Okay, one, then go like this, this, like this. So I'm done with coding within this word. So move to the next word, like this. Then you move to the next word. I will advise that you zoom to a very reasonable layer so that you don't punch, especially for the polygons that are really small, so that you make sure that the points are within the polygons and they are not on the boundary. So we're done now. I am at this point. We can see that we've found a way to code place points on all the localities across the LGAs and make sure that there is no locality that is left unpunched. So if we go to the attribute table, we can see that all we have about 186 points here. And if we go to the locality dissolve, you can see that we have 186 localities. That means we've been able to successfully code all the localities that are within this LGA. So let's go on. So the next step to do is to now use spatial join to pick out some of the, because we would have loved to use that normal join that we use, but that's based on attributes. But this one will be based on spatial reference. So we want to add all the attributes here to the point. So we're going to use spatial join for that. So from our Act toolbox, it's loading. So the from your analysis to overlay, then we use spatial join. Yeah. So now the target feature is going to be the locality point. So we're joining the dissolve to it. So what we really need from it is the attributes. So basically, what we're telling the system to do is all the attributes of the polygons that exist, that a point exists within, should be attached to the attributes of of that point in the locality point feature class. That's what this function simply does. So we can name this locality points sj special join. You get. And bear in mind that everything that I put here initially is the um everything that I put here initially is in the GDB where I dump all the feature classes that are not really necessary at the end of the work, but are necessary to get to the end of the work, if that makes sense. So, okay. And also don't forget, when you're running any process, make sure that no polygon is selected or no point or either way is selected. So we can see, if we open the attribute now, you can see the locality name and the locality type all attached to it by the coding pattern. For example, you see that this is where we started from, to the next one, to the next one, like that, all of them like that. So next thing to do is to now go to the locality type. What's happening? All of them too. So when you go to the locality type, you can see where these are all the primary localities and these are all the sub-primary localities. So next thing to do is to now do the actual coding, which is, will I say, almost simple, but well, we'll be doing it now. So another thing we need here is the temporary locality code, like what we did before. So I think we will go back and join, like we joined the last time. So we're joining it with the locality name to the enumeration. Okay. Like I said, there are several other methods to doing this, but this is rather easy and straightforward. So what we have here, what we need now is the temporary locality code. This is it. So we drag this and put by our locality code. So we can also drag this locality type and put by our locality code, because these are all what we are going to be working with. So when we scroll back up, we can see that all the primary locality and all the sub primary